Thanks for downloading this podcast from the American Institute of Architecture students. For more information on our organization, please go to www.aias.org.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the
Andrew and Tony Show.
Little surprise for everyone, this one's in video, so you get to actually see us live from Washington, or as live as we can make it, pre-taped live.
Tony, why don't you tell everyone why we're switching to video?
Why are we switching to video? Because we're cool like that, and that have a Mac with a little built-in camera.
But also because Tony just set up the very first AIAS dedicated YouTube page.
So as we're working on it, you can go to youtube.com/AIS.org. It's kind of like our web address minus the dot, so youtube.com/AIS.org. And it's fully branded, or it's going to be fully branded with our logo and backgrounds and all of the videos that we have from the AIS. So you can get not only these episodes of our video podcast, which you'll still be able to get from iTunes, so don't worry about that if you're subscribing to iTunes. But you'll also be able to get our membership video, Freedom by Design videos. We're actually featuring some of your videos. We were able to find some of your forum videos, your Freedom by Design videos. They're all there, as well as your our videos from forum, all the cool little graphics from the beginning of each day. So look out for all of that at youtube.com/AIS.org.
So we're joining you today from the American Center for Architecture here in Washington, D.C., 1735 New York Avenue Northwest, if you want to Google map us. And that's the home of AIAS, the AIA, the American Institute of Architects, the ACSA, the Association of Collegiate Schools of Architecture, and the NAAB, the National Architectural Accrediting Board, 4 of the 5 collateral organizations of architecture in the United States.
And it's worth noting that the 5th is only about 4 blocks up 18th, which you can't see, but we can, just that road over there. And then there's some little guy about 2 blocks that way, in a little house. What is it called?
The White House, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
We're about not even 2 blocks, 2 buildings essentially from the White House. So we hope you can come and visit us and take a little tour around Washington. And lastly, the collateral that Tony talked about up on 18th is NCARB, the National Council of Architectural Registration Boards.
Thank you, Andrew. But since we're here kind of at our home in Washington, why don't we share a little bit about where we are? This building was dedicated in
1973 by the Architects Collaborative, also referred to as TAC, and Tony has a little history about TAC.
Well, TAC, you may not know about TAC, but the principal of the Architects Collaborative, one of the leading principals of the collaborative was Walter Gropius, who many of you know from your history classes, who was an instrumental leader of the Bauhaus over in Germany, and he started TAC when he came over to the United States, around the time where he started teaching as well.
And a lot of other really major events have happened here. For instance, behind the camera right now is the Octagon House, which is the center for the American Architectural Foundation, and previously was the building where the Treaty of Ghent was signed, the place where the President of the United States had his office when, after the War of 1812, the White House was burned. He relocated here. Also, in the AIA boardroom, a number of very special events have occurred. For instance, when Maya Lin was selected for the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and a large controversy and debate ensued, the AIA stood behind Maya Lin and her design as the winner of the competition, and that press conference happened in the AIA boardroom up here to the left. So it's really an incredible building, and it's slated for a major renovation. It's called the 21st Century Workplace, and follows on the AIA's 150th celebration when they renamed it the American Center for Architecture. And so Studios Architecture is going to be rehabbing the building, everything from geothermal wells potentially to solar collectors, operable windows, a huge light well that they're going to cut through the center of the building, et cetera, et cetera. So it's going to be a great, great building and a model not only of sustainability, but of integrated project delivery.
And it's great too. Another thing that's worth noting for all of you AIS buffs is this is actually where we were founded. Not this building, but at the Octagon. We were founded in the center room. And it's worth mentioning too, if you come here for grassroots and you see the Octagon, you'll say, well, why does the octagon only have 6 walls? Well, the octagon was actually the name of the table that was in the center of the room.
It was an 8-sided table.
It was an 8-sided table. And in the same space that 8-sided table was in was where the first group of students met to form the AIAS, what is now the AIAS.
Right.
So we moved all of about 20 yards that way into this building.
It's really a great place, and we hope that you can come and join us here, take a tour, and see where the AIS makes magic happen.
And since we were speaking about coming here, it's also worth mentioning too that Grassroots is just around the corner. So by all means, go online, AIAS.org/grassroots, I think. Look up information and register. The registration is now open. And to make sure that you can actually have a spot for your chapter, we have space dedicated for every chapter. We want to make sure that we get everyone in who wants to be here.
Yes. 2 people from every chapter usually attend Grassroots, and it's usually the upcoming leaders because it's a leadership training conference that prepares leaders for their year in their school chapter. It's a great time. Over 200 students come here every year and get to explore Washington and learn about the AIAS. So make sure your new leadership is A, elected at this point in time, and B, that we know who they are and that they've registered for Grassroots.
Parallel to that, we also have the Freedom by Design training seminar, where the leadership, we ask that the leadership of Freedom by Design come as well. So have them go onto the website and register as well to make sure that they're here. It's always a great time. Not only are you meeting others, you get to see where we live, where we work. And it's also fun because a lot of people don't get to make it out to Washington very often. And yeah, it's a little hot, but this is a beautiful city to be in during the summer. A lot going on. And then, of course, you get to see both of us in person. Another thing, it's the end of the year, so congratulations to the class of 2008.
Yeah, a major accomplishment for all those who have graduated in 2008. We welcome you into the alumni division of AIAS, and don't forget you can always continue your membership in AIAS as an alum. We appreciate those who do because they support what we do for students.
And it's great to see all your faces too, but kind of as a plug for the people in this building behind us, for all you graduates, the AIA does offer 18 months of free membership, so might as well, since it's free, test it out. Go to AIA.org, or you might get some of the information at your schools. Fill it out and send it in, and enjoy what AIA has to offer, including free registration to convention.
Yes, very true. Tony and I are about to leave for Boston next week, where the AIA will have its, I don't even know what year it is, probably
a really big number.
It's a big number for convention. They have an annual convention this year. It's in Boston. It's called We the People, which is a theme, of course, that is appropriate to Boston and appropriate to the AIA's current quest for greater diversity and inclusiveness in our profession. Tony, why don't you talk a little bit about some of our programming at the AIA Convention?
There's a lot going on, but of course we will have our student lounge again, which will be on the 2nd floor, I believe, near the food court, but look out for us. It's hard to miss us. And that's kind of where the center of action will be for students. There will always be staff there, and hopefully
we'll be showing design work, some of our winning design work from around the country that you all have submitted and won prizes for.
And hopefully you all will be there as well, so stop on by. We'll also have our annual events such as the nightcap reception, where we'll have VIPs, firm leaders, leaders of the profession, as well as all of you and us with the AIAS and students, which is always a great time to really network, to meet, but also just to kind of relax and enjoy, a night together.
Absolutely.
And I really mean just enjoy. Not a lot of business, so we promise it's going to be fun. We also have our Legacy Convocation for all of those who have come through the ranks in various ways, and it's a great opportunity to reconnect with previous leaders of the AIAS and yourselves too. So stop by and meet some of our legacy. It is really geared towards the legacy, but I think they'd love meeting all of you as well, because we hear about a couple hundred of you have registered for convention, so we'd love to see you.